Hi, I'm Amy Childress. I'm a professor and director of the Environmental Engineering program. My research team looks at materials, processes, and systems for potable water reuse and desalination. And a lot of times we're interested in potable water because we're thinking about having more supply for drinking. There's also concern for water supply and water scarcity. We look at desalination, taking the salt out of water. We typically think of the ocean when we think of desalination because it is a resource that's available for our large populations that are in coastal regions. But there's also what we call brackish groundwater, so groundwater that has higher salinity than we want to drink. The other thing you have when you have large populations is you have a large supply of wastewater. If we can treat that wastewater and bring it to a high quality to use either for drinking water or for industrial waters, we want to take the salt out of those, so that's desalinating those waters. Most of our work has been in the lab in the past, but recently I've had a couple of students working on what we call a thought experiment, and that's where we look at ways that we are blending streams of waters and looked at desalination, like seawater desalination, along with wastewater reclamation and how those systems could work together. We've tried to look at scenarios that are actually existing, and then how could we blend those better so that we use less energy, have greater protection of the environment. But I also still have students who work in the laboratory looking at zero liquid discharge at power facilities. So power facilities often discharge a waste stream that they either send to a deep well injection or an evaporation pond where we lose that water resource, either to the subsurface or we evaporate it. And so we were looking at a way to use membrane processes, improving the membranes that we use to treat the waters. So we have membrane coupons that we work with another research group on coating those membranes, and then we bring them to our lab where we characterize properties of the membranes, the surface, the pores, and then we run the membranes in our test cells and look at their performance. So we were looking at a way to use membrane processes to capture that water and be able to use it back in the facility. So then that power facility would have to take less water withdrawals that they require. As environmental engineers, we can't only look at the water systems, we have to look at how the water and the power systems interact together, and the public perception and the public concerns with those systems. And we also have to look at the effect of those systems on the air and the climate. It is a journey of discovery.